everybody. This is Grandpa the Gamer, and we're back for episode number 2, World of Tanks The Basics, where I'm basically trying to show new players some of the things that people seem to miss when they're new to the game. And in this episode, what I specifically wanted to cover was crew training. So with this account, I've played it up a little bit, and I've got 203 battles here, and I've played it far enough to get this tier 4 tank up to 100% crew, where I'm ready to now pick my first skill. Now I've started this crew out at 75%, and it took me quite a few battles to get them up to 100%. I can just take a look here. Yeah, as you see, I've played 80 battles in this tank to get me up to 100%, which is quite a few. And that's having some pretty good luck in those battles, so don't be surprised if it takes you more. If you're running premium account, which I've won a day of premium account, I don't buy premium account, but I did win a day of premium account. If you're running premium account, then you can probably do it a little quicker. As I've said before, premium account comes at not only a financial cost, but it also comes at a hidden cost. And because wargaming promises and guarantees this is not a pay-to-win game, every time you pay for an advantage, you're going to get a bit of a hidden disadvantage to even that out for the play for free players. I'm sorry, I got a mouthful of marbles here or something. But anyways, so just know that whenever you pay for something, whether it's a premium tank or premium account or anything at all, if it's giving you something of an advantage, and it does, it'll always give you something of an advantage, you're actually messing a little bit with your matchmaking and your RNG. That's usually the hidden stat you don't see coming. That's my experience. That's from spending plenty of time as a play for free player, and then also being a player who sometimes spends money on the game. And it's quite easy to see. It's like night and day. And the biggest thing you'll notice is you get harder matchups after you've paid for some things for a duration of time. If you have premium account, then for the duration of that premium account, then you will certainly get harder matchups. And I've noticed that just with the 1 day of free premium account that I got through the Battle Pass. Since I've gotten this started, I think I'm 1 win in 5. And as you can see from my service record, I'm normally running a pretty good win rate. But since this little bit of premium account has started, that's gone south. I'm still playing the same. My other stats are staying similar to normal, but my win rate is down. So right off the bat, you'll notice when you buy something that it does come at hidden costs, and you're never really getting an advantage in this game. That's the promise they make to the play for free players. So back to the point of this episode, it's time to pick some skills or perks for these members, and that's what I wanted to go over. So now that I'm at 100%, it's time to pick some skills and or perks. And so let me start with that. Skills and perks. So everything you could pick is one or the other, and it will tell you. So you can see here, this is a skill, this is a skill, this is a skill, this is a perk. And the difference is, skills come into effect immediately and increase as you get them up towards 100%. Once you have a skill or perk to 100%, then you may then pick another skill or perk for that crew member. So skills have some effect at any percentage, and perks have no effect until they are completed at 100%. So then that begs the question, what do I pick for my crew? And that is debatable. I know a lot of players, a vast majority of players I would say, will pick Brothers in Arms right across the board and use that as their first skill or perk. I don't normally do that, and I'll tell you why. If you read it, what Brothers in Arms does, it improves major qualifications and all skills for the entire crew. The perk is cumulative with the effects of improved ventilation, bounty ventilation, vending system, extra combat rations, chocolate, case of cola, strong coffee, improved rations, pudding and tea, blah, 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 blah. So, this improves your other skills and perks, which is why I don't like to pick it first. And this is just me. That's the way I do it. But by picking it first, it's basically not effective until you get your second skill or perk completed. It does improve your other skills and perks by a minor percentage. It's a very minor percentage, but when you pick it first, in effect, you don't have any skills on your crew until you start your second one. And that's why I never pick mine first. Depending on your play style, I know some people will pick concealment right across the board as their first skill. So that's a good skill, and that's a good tactic, depending on your play style. If you're going to be playing very offensively, and you're going to be on the move, then this may help you, because basically with good concealment, if your tank has good concealment, you'll basically be right on top of them before they see you coming. And that really comes back to your overall concealment number. Now you can see on this particular tank, I have a pretty good concealment number. It's 494. That's with my camouflage painted on the tank, and I also have a camo net. So I have to be stationary for the camo net to kick in, but once I'm stationary, then I have a pretty high number. But that's not what I'll be choosing for this one. Now there's a lot. Now I'm on my commander here, and the one I always like to pick first for my commander is Sixth Sense. And this is a perk, so it doesn't come into effect until it's 100%. And what it does is it allows you to know when you've been spotted. Now I've heard a lot of really good players say you should always know when you're spotted, so you don't need Sixth Sense. Well, I guess that's great if you're a really good player and you always know, but you don't always actually really know. That's a really poor attitude for somebody to say that. If you're an experienced player, you should have a pretty good idea of when you're going to be spotted most of the time, but nobody ever knows when they're being spotted all of the time, unless you're cheating and running Warpack. If you're cheating and running Warpack, of course you'll have a very good idea of when you're going to be spotted. But I don't recommend you run illegal mods whatsoever. You very likely will get caught, and you will have your account banned. Depending on how much you're cheating, I think the first time standard is to be banned for a week, and then I think the second time you're banned for life. So your whole progress and everything is gone. You're running a big risk if you run illegal mods. The best way to know what mods are legal is use the mods that you find on the Wargaming Center. There is a tab there, and it lists out the game legal mods. If you do not get it through Wargaming, then you're running a risk. The Wargaming does recommend certain mod packs to be for use that are legal in the game, and if you don't take your suggestions from them, you're running a big risk. A lot of people run Aslans, a lot of people will run XVM, as well as some other very popular mods which are all legal. You go looking on Google, you can also find lots of illegal mods, and by the looks of what I've seen on YouTube, I've never ran illegal mods myself, but from the videos I've watched on YouTube, they certainly are effective, but you'd have to enjoy it while it lasts, because you will probably get caught. It's pretty easy for other players to pick out the fact that you're running illegal mods, because it gives you quite an advantage. And when you're running that kind of an advantage, if you actually use them to your benefit, then you're going to get picked up upon. People do not like to lose, and people do save their replays, so that's how people get caught. So again, I do not recommend running illegal mods. So for my commander, the one I always like to pick first is my Sixth Sense, and that's what we'll put on. So that's one. Now, unfortunately, on this tank, I don't have a gunner. The commander is the gunner, which is not ideal, but at the end of the day, this isn't a bad tank, so it's not too bad. The second crew member I have, actually, I'll just show you, just since I'm here. You can see he has gunner perks too. If I had a separate gunner, a lot of times I'll either choose snapshot or deadeye as my first skill or perk, and they help a lot when you're trying to shoot. As they say, the snapshot improves accuracy during turret rotation, and so that's quite good. You're more accurate while turning your gun or while on the move. Deadeye is a pretty good selection as well. It's a perk, so it's not effective until it's trained to 100%, but it will help your gunner automatically pick out modules to shoot. So you'll be killing their crew members or damaging their modules without even trying more often. So that's if you're doing a tank that has a gunner in it, those are two to keep in mind. Every skill and or perk comes with a written description, and that's going to help you choose. And when you are choosing, keep in mind your play style, because that's going to help you decide what is important for you. If everybody else is running one particular skill or perk, that's fine, but that may be dependent on their play style. So keep that in mind. Okay, and for my driver, you have quite a few. These are the common ones: repairs, concealment, firefighting, brothers in arms. If you're a very aggressive player, repairs is a good one to have. Also very good on heavy tanks, because a lot of times heavy tanks you're playing forward and you're playing in an aggressive spot, so having repairs all across the board is pretty helpful. Now for the driver, one of the ones that I like to choose is smooth ride, because I do often shoot on the run. I will lock in and use auto aim and shoot while I'm moving. I like to get behind my opponents. I like to flank them if I can, and I do play quite aggressively quite often. So for my particular needs, smooth ride is a safe bet. Controlled impact will help you when you're ramming them, but most people are not going to be choosing that one first or even second or third, because that's probably something you're going to use less often. Clutch braking can be quite helpful if you're in a tank that turns or traverses very slowly. Every different one you can choose certainly has benefits, but for my needs, I'm going to go ahead with smooth ride. Then we have a radio operator, and again, you have the choice of all of your common ones. The one I like to choose quite often for my first skill on my radio operator is situational awareness, and that's going to extend my view range and my radio range, and so that's quite effective. You can't shoot them if you can't see them, and by extending your view range, you're just going to see opponents quicker. Not only can you see a little further, but you will see them quicker as they are approaching you, if in fact they are approaching you. So that's the one that I will pick. And lastly, we have our loader. Now, of course, again, you have all the common ones, but the one that I like to pick most often for my loaders is safe stowage. This is a perk, so it doesn't come into effect for 100% until it's at 100%, but it's very good once you do have it, and it really does prevent a lot of the times getting ammo racked. Ammo racked in-game is a really big pain, because when you're ammo racked, you're going to load slower, and if you don't repair your ammo rack and you could hit in the same spot again, your ammo rack can explode, and that can cost you all your hit points. That's how people can basically one-shot you. And it is possible for somebody to shoot you once in the right place, if they know where to shoot you, and ammo rack you, and explode your tank with one shot. So that's why I find this one very, very effective for your loader. Don't be shy. Think about your play style when you're picking your skills. Can be very effective. To put it into perspective, read all of them through, go through them slowly, and make a good decision on what you're going to pick for skills and or perks. It's very important to play style. You will notice a huge difference from tank to tank when you have lots of skills and or perks on your crew. To really, really play this game well is to have a really good crew. And that's why people will transfer crews. When you play premium tanks, if you choose to buy premium tanks, which can be a lot of fun to play, and there is some very good ones, although be warned, make your decisions wisely on premium tanks, because some premium tanks really don't add much value to your game and are not very good, in my opinion. In fact, some of them are absolutely no better than your regular tech tree tanks, and in some cases not even as good as your tech tree tanks. So don't just go willy-nilly buying premium tanks at random. Do your homework, do your research, and make your decisions wisely. That's my advice. But once you have premium tanks, you can load crew members in from existing tanks that are of the same nation and the same tank type. So if I bought a premium Italian tank that was a medium, I could move this crew in there and use them without penalty. And that's quite a benefit, because it will train your crew quicker. The premium tank will train crews quicker than a standard tank will. So it can help in two ways. One is it'll help you to train your crews, and the other is you can also have a trained crew in your premium tank the day you buy it, if you do have a well-trained crew. And there you have it, folks. That is my briefing or overview of picking skills and perks for your commander. Very important to the game, like I said. Now on this particular tank, I will very likely choose Brothers in Arms as my perk for all 4 members on my next go-around. That's probably what I'll do, and I will probably pick Concealment for my 3rd, because those are the ones that help my play style the most. Brothers in Arms is a very powerful perk, but I never pick it first because, in essence, as I said, that means you won't have any skills until you've completed your 2nd one. And it takes a lot of grinding to get these crews up, and a lot of battles. Every skill you pick is harder than the one you picked before. So in other words, what that means is it takes more experience for the 2nd skill to come to 100% than it does the 1st. And that continues on down the line. By the time you get up to your 3rd or 4th or beyond that, it takes an incredible amount of battles and experience to get those to 100%. And so that's why it's very important to pick the best ones for the 1st, because they are going to be the quickest ones to grind. If you neglect to put in a very important skill or perk on your 1st round or 2nd round, then it takes even more battles to get that crew up to where you need them. And it'll take more battles to get the skills you require to help you in your battles. So there you go, folks. That's a quick overview of skills and perks as I see it. I am not the best player in the game. This is my disclaimer. But I'm a pretty good player, and I watch these things pretty closely. So that's it. This is Grandpa the Gamer signing out. Please put a like and a subscribe on my video if you enjoy it. And if you would, I would really appreciate turning on the notifications, and then you'll never have to miss another video. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope to see you on the next one, and I hope you have a good day.